Hello there again, everybody. This is going to be Jund League number 59. This is the second league I'm recording today, and that's because I'm very excited to play Modern right now. And that is because Uro has been banned alongside with Simeon's Spirit Guide, Fields of the Dead, Mystic Sanctuary, and Tybalt's Trickery. So all things that I'm happy to see gone, and I'm pretty happy to play when there's not going to be an Uro or a Field of the Dead on the other side, guaranteed. And I like the Jund matchups a lot more in the world that exists without Uro. Uro made it really impossible to have mid range fight it or control fight it if they weren't also containing Uro. So I think without the format warping card and the meta that it brings along with it, we're prone to see more interactive matchups that are actually winnable as opposed to just beating the combo decks and then losing to the Uro decks. So I'm very excited to play, and let's take a look at the current Modern metagame, which again is not going to be super representative of what we're actually playing against because this deck no longer exists and this deck no longer exists, as well as some of the other lesser popular versions of those decks. So Sultai Uro no longer exists, and Teamer Uro no longer exists, and then all of these other decks may or may not be better or worse given the presence or absence of those things. So this meta is going to be pretty much not represented by what we just saw, but let's play anyway because we don't have to play against Uro, so that's exciting. So the ban and restricted announcement has taken effect starting today, but the rules change, which would disable being able to cascade into Valky with any cascade card, does not take effect until 2 days from this recording. Alright, sounds good. They went turn 1 Spiral. So that could be Blue-Red Prowess, it could be Storm. I mean, we're not going to have to worry for long because I'm going to Thoughtseize. Maybe I should have Fetch Shocked Verdant because that makes future draw steps better, like Black Leaf Cliffs becomes a better draw. Because like now I have to Fetch Shock for the run in 6 anyway if I want to run in 6 on 2. Alright, so the opponent has Electromancer and 1 Ritual and then some cantrips and then a Remand. So Decay can kill the Electromancer through the Remand, but Remand is going to do really well at offsetting my own game plan. And then given that I have the uncounterable answer to the reducer already, I think I'm just going to take their piece of interaction so I can more realistically deploy my own. Alright, Shivan Reef is a new pickup. Alright, so they do have nothing we know about, and they didn't deploy their Electromancer. That could just mean they're planning on opting to dig for more lands. We saw that they were kind of land light. Typically I like getting the Dark Confidants down early. I'm going to have to be careful about my life total because it's set up to be pretty painful, losing 13 life to just myself, and then if I want to Thoughtseize later, which I probably will want to do, I'm going to have to take some more life. Draw another Remand. No, just the opt. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I was assuming they're just digging for the lands. So this turn is almost definitely going to be Decay their Reducer, play Forgotten Cave. Yep. So again, if they have Remand, that's not going to cut it versus... Oh, unless they're just going for it. So if they've got a Gifts Ungiven, they'll have 1 mana left over after the gifts. It'll be a red. So the bottleneck right now is mana. If they have a ritual in hand, then whatever I give them doesn't really matter. So I mean, they're gonna get to have a ritual no matter what here, the way they've set it up. They didn't get the gifts ungiven though, or sorry, they didn't get another gifts ungiven, and they didn't get a past in flame. So maybe they're trying to do like a mini grape shot. But if I bin the grape shot, they don't actually get to do that. I think they have to have a past in flames in their hand for this to be good. If they don't have past in flames, I should bin Manamorphose grape shot. But I mean, yeah, they're gonna have mana no matter what. So I suppose I should just give them more mana, and just deny their actual action spells. So I'm hoping no Pass in Flames. Alright, they kind of just drew it all. I mean, they were opting a decent amount. Yeah, they can just natural Grape Shot me, so this is lost. I mean, we had turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Threat, but maybe I should have held it more interaction. Alright, so Storm, Ashiok, great. Spellbomb, great. Brutality, great. And Plague Engineer is a great additional out to the Empty the Warrens plan. And then Fatal Push a consideration for killing another Reducer, but I've already got 6 ways to do that on 1 mana. I think I'll take out the Kolaghan's command. It's at least going to be worse than the Fatal Push. And I'm not going to be wanting to tap out a lot, so let's cut it Bloodbraid. Renin 6 doesn't kill a whole lot of anything. And everything else is pretty great. So I think I'm just not going to bring in this extra push. I think I want the Decay even over the push, just because this one's uncounterable and it can kill things like Arya. Goyf is our best threat. Bob will keep the disruption coming. Pyromancer is probably just too slow. Like, it can filter towards the important stuff, but everything is good, so I might as well just, like, have the important thing in hand. So we need 4 more cuts. I think I want to keep the Pulse, because in addition to being an out to the Empty the Warrens plan, I can also kill things like Arya. Maybe these Renin 6s just aren't good. They're pretty slow. They don't kill much of anything. They're good for hitting the land drops, but we really only need like 3 or 4 lands. We need 2 more cuts. It's pretty difficult. I'm pretty excited to play all of these things. I think I'm going to cut another Bloodbraid just because it's so expensive on the mana. And I really don't want to be tapping out a lot. And then I'm thinking also about cutting an Inquisition. Brutality performs a similar role, and I don't want to overboard on those kinds of effects. And Brutality might be better than Inquisition, because Brutality can kill one of the 2 Reducers, and it also takes Gifts Ungiven, whereas Inquisition does not. Feels weird cutting one of those. Is there anything I should be cutting before it? Like maybe a Kroxa, but Kroxa's pretty good at threatening the advantage, the card advantage engine, but like I'm also taking out other threats, and I don't want to go through 2 threat light. Let's give this a go. No thanks. This is much better. It's kind of unclear what I want to be shipping to the bottom. I definitely want to keep the Dream Curve of Inquisition Brutality into a Walker. Both of these Walkers are so good versus the opponent. I almost want to just ditch a land and try to get lucky. That feels really risky though. Like, this would be an excellent 7, barring, like, needing a threat. If I draw a land in my first 2 draw steps, I'm going to wish I had kept the spell, but I think it's so important to be able to start chaining these walkers that I should just bin one of these 2 disruption spells. Or maybe I should just keep one of the walkers, in which case which is better? Maybe the Ashiok. But Liliana also very, very good. This is close. I mean, I don't think it can be either of these. It's definitely not one of the 2 lands, so it's probably just one of the walkers. I think I prefer the Ashiok. And they could be playing Blood Moon, so maybe I should start fetching basics. Yeah, I'll get a basic Swamp here. Alright, so no Blood Moon quite yet. Also, Blood Moon would kind of mess them up, except they've got the Manamorphose. Abrade isn't really doing a whole lot. I think I'm just going to take their 1-mana card selection. And then I'll try to curve Brutality into Ashiok. Ashiok will answer effectively the Gifts Ungiven. Abrade doesn't hit it, right? No, yeah. So maybe I don't even take it. Ooh, now I'm just going to Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf is a really excellent draw here. So let's just play that. I was missing pressure, but here it is. And Abrade doesn't touch it because I'm a 3/4 already. Yeah. Kind of perfect. So now we can curve the 1/2/3 into a Brutality to keep him off. They topped with the opt. Yeah, it might just be more lands. Alright, and they have Remand down, so this Ashiok is going to stick. And that's an excellent follow-up. And I think I should activate this Ashiok. Let's get Stomping Ground, second green, first red. I've already got double black. If I activate targeting myself, there's a chance I grow the Tarmogoyf. So let's do that. And I did. I grew it by 1 and found the Kroxa. Excellent. So now untapped land next turn means I could be escaping Kroxa or playing Bloodbraid. But from a resource game standpoint, I think I'm going to be escaping Kroxa. But let's just see if we draw the land first, because if not, I can still just attack and bash with the Brutality. Alright, well we didn't. We drew the other Bloodbraid. This is why I sideboarded 2 of them out. I just happened to draw the other 2. Alright, well I'm definitely going to use my mana. Do I want to escalate at all? I don't think so. Bloodbraids are going to be good. You know what? Maybe I do an escalate, because like I'm going to have, as soon as I hit my land, I'm going to have 2 good things to do, and I'm not really going to have time, or the game's not going to go as far as playing all 3. So I think I might want to take an instant or sorcery and drain the opponent for 2. Like, if they Remand, it's annoying. Repeal. Okay, that's also annoying. Alright, so they've got gifts, lots of cyclers, and a grape shot. I think I'm gonna take the grape shot, because grape shot is what's gonna destroy this Ashiok. Maybe I shouldn't even minus it now, because that could potentially have the Ashiok getting lightning bolted. Yeah, I think I will just wait. Because like their graveyard isn't particularly important at the moment, so I think I'd rather the Ashiok just not get bolted. Right, I mean with them putting all of this stuff in the yard, I think I will go ahead and use the Ashiok. So maybe they're trying to go for like a top deck empty the Warrens. We knew they drew the Reef for the turn. Alright, they still have Ritual, so if they draw the empty they can still do it, and it would be pretty potent. But then I've got like Plague Engineer and Pulse as potential outs. They went bottom. Sullen Division, okay. Remand, okay. Alright, so now would be a good time for untapped land. Another Brutality. Alright, well, I mean, I guess now is as good a time as ever to just redeploy a Tarmogoyf. Gotta get my pressure down. And is it worth minusing with the Ashiok? Probably. Their graveyard's pretty big. Again, they could have both, but they bottomed twice with the Serum Visions. We hit a pieces of the puzzle. That's a nice hit. There's the Aria. So they've got Remand available. Thoughtseize isn't bad. We get to cast both of these things. They can't repeal me again, so I think I'm going to be Thoughtseizing first. Like, they might just cast the Remand here to put a counter on the Aria. Hit the Ashiok. Yeah, that makes some sense. So now the next spell they cast gets to kill the Ashiok. Which means that I'm probably pretty incentivized to take the Gifts Ungiven. This is a 5/6. So I guess I'll Brutality now. And I think I'm just going to ditch the other Bloodbraid. I mean, this Goyf and this Croaks are probably all I need to win at this stage, and I do want to have access to all of my hand disruption, because that's what's going to keep their potential lethal plays off of my back. So I think I'm just going to Brutality again. I'm just going to Escalate again, and I'll ditch the Bloodbraid. Because that also opens up like Lightning Bolt as a lethal draw. Alright, take your gifts. Alright, and then Ashiok's dying to one more hit anyway. So let's activate Ashiok again. Actually, they're adding instant and instant. And do we have instant? We don't, so I should attack before activating. Could also just target myself with it again, which is interesting. That way, if they like get rid of my Croaksa somehow, I can recast it. But I think I like getting rid of their one-ofs. We've got plenty of juice for the Croaksa. Alright, so we've got a lethal threat in play. And this is their hand. Not a terrible spot. Their gifts will resolve, though, because they'll cast gifts and Aria will trigger. So they have to have drawn something good here to have a fighting chance. Like, even a repeal would set them back, or set me back, rather. They're just going at me. Oh, they drew Pieces. That's dangerous. Pieces is a real good one to find. Alright, so they can't take Steam Vents, and all the others are options. Does Dismember do it? No, it doesn't. But they can combo Dismember and a Braid. I mean, we've got Croaksa as an additional way to win, so I mean, Pieces is they had to draw something good and have it be good, and so far they're getting there. So they've got 3 mana now. So I mean, they can Braid and Dismember. Oh no, they can't because they're at 3 life. Okay, so Dismember actually not a card right now. So I think we might have gotten there. Yeah, turn 2 Tarmogoyf was really excellent. Alright, so they didn't take Pieces. They didn't take Remand. And so they took Pyretic Ritual, Dismember. And there's the Pyretic Ritual on the stack. So I mean, I know the rest of their hand. It's these 3 things. They have to sack the Islet and then hope to hit. If they hit a Grape Shot here, they can kill the Goyf, right? How many spells is that? I think it might have still been short. Yeah, it was still short. Alright. Goyf and Ashiok get there. Alright, now that I'm on the draw, I think the Inquisition gains some value, because I can take their 2 mana play. We also saw stuff like Aria, which Inquisition takes and Brutality does not, but I'm still very concerned of Gifts Ungiven. But to be completely honest, the opponent may have taken some of those out. We did see that they have 1. Funny that I had 2 4-drops in the deck and I found both of them. Yeah, I do think I want the additional hand disruption while on the draw. It's possible I'll even want the other push, but they perform a similar role, assuming I have that 1 copy in my hand at the beginning. I think on the draw, I'm inclined to take out a Liliana. I would love to take out a Bloodbraid, but I really don't think I can go any lower on threats. Because if I take out the Bloodbraids, it's just Tarmogoyf and Bob and Croaksa. Everything else is like not really a threat. Like, Plague Engineer is fine as a threat, but it's really just a 2/2. And, like, it doesn't have any other text, assuming the empty plan isn't in play. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, this hand exists. This hand's fine. We've got 3 lands and a bunch of ways to interact. We've also got a way to defend versus the potential Empty the Warrens plan. So I'm going to hope they like turbo out and empty the Warrens and the Plague Engineer just sweeps them up. That's going to be the best case. Oh, are they Blood Mooning? Oh, they're just getting out an Aria? That's scary. I guess they just wanted to sneak it under Hand Disruption, but I mean, I probably would have cast it had I had it. Land's not great. Alright, let's get this Croxa down. I'm gonna need to find either my Decay or the Pulse. They discarded an Opt. I mean, discarding an Opt means their hand has to be pretty good. These things have a lot of value while they have an Aria in play. I guess maybe now they're just holding up like a Remand or something. I need them to start drawing like some bricks, which would be lands. Going off the Aria. I mean, this is going to be pretty counterfeited if I can find my Pulse or my Decay. Alright, that's dangerous because they could have Remand available to counter my Liliana. I mean, I don't really have another play. So I'm going to just have to go for it and hope one of the remaining cards isn't Remand. So is Fetch Shocking worth it here? Basic Swamp is kind of awkward. But I mean, I'll get it just to conserve my life. I could die to a natural Grape Shot with this Aria and play pretty easily. Please resolve. If I get remanded, I feel pretty dead. Alright, we're alive. It's completely possible I should just be plussing here to eat the opponent's hand. In fact, I kind of like it. Because like this Aria is going to kill me much faster than the Baral. So like getting any number of cantrips out of the opponent's hand has to be good. Let's plus. Alright, and I'll keep the Verdant because that one gets basic Forest if I wanted to. Like their hand's got to be good given that they discarded an Opt. They discarded Gifts. Jeez. Alright, so their hand's got to be absolutely insane. It's only one card, but turn 2 Aria is a thing. Their hand's got to be good because like they could have casted this Gifts. It's just another Gift. That makes sense. Bye. Need that Pulse or I need that Decay. If I can find Pulse or Decay, I feel very ahead. I've got the Spellbomb to compete versus the Graveyard plan. I just need to get this Aria off the table. Alright, and then the cantrips are the worst case for me, so I think I have to take the 2 best cantrips, which would be Pieces of the Puzzle going to the graveyard. And I guess also Serum Visions lines up the most. So I'll give you Opt Manamorphose. And then I think I'm going to be popping the Spellbomb sooner rather than later to dig towards one of my 2 answers to the enchantment. Can I just draw it, please? No. Alright, let's try again. I could just not draw this card in order to then fetch and then get a Croxa into play. But I think that line still has me at some point losing to this Aria, so I'm just going to dig for my answer, I think. Ashiok. Not quite. Ashiok gets one shot by this Aria. I don't want to get Forest because Forest doesn't escape Croxa next turn. I do want to get the Ashiok down, even though it gets one shot, but it can take some damage off of me. Yeah, I'm gonna need another red source to escape this Croxa. So I mean, I could fetch Shock it. I could play Peatland to play Ashiok, but then I have to fetch Shock next turn anyway. Maybe I should just get this Plague Engineer down. Just like as a 2/2. Doesn't seem great. Alright, so let's make it. It's got to be a red source, so Blood Crypt it is. Say yes. And then I guess I'll get down the Plague Engineer. And I'm still going to name Goblin. And then next turn, I'll try to escape the Croxa and just bash and try to race this Aria. But I mean, the opponent having cantrips is going to make that difficult. This hits me for 4, and then 5, and then 6. I think 3 more things kills me, right? Yeah, this has got to be lethal. 2 more spells kills. They have a Manamorphose already. Got a spell. Yep. Alright, Arya killed me. Turn 2 Arya. I mean, maybe I could have. I guess the only thing I could have done differently there is I could have mulliganed more aggressively for like a 1-mana hand disruption spell, but my hand was very good going into that. So I don't think I could have done that. Like they'd have to have exactly Ritual into Arya to risk for me to have a risky hand. I mean, I think that hand was very good. Like it had a removal, it had early threats, it had all the lands, and it had meaningful ways to impact on board, like the Plague Engineer. I mean, I think I should keep that hand pretty much every time. Yeah, this is acceptable. It's a bit slow. Oh, is it burn? Alright, burn. Dark Confidant on top. Not exactly what I want to be seeing. Alright, well I guess I'm casting Thoughtseize. Eidolon would be really problematic. Oh, they just like don't have the land. They do have another Eidolon. They do have another Goblin Guide, I mean. So like I think the only way I'm winning this game realistically is if they just somehow don't draw another land. And if that's the case, I need to take the guide. Like I need to hope they can never deploy these 2-mana things. If I take Eidolon here, I'm never beating 2 guides anyway. So I'm gonna take the line that I think leads me to winning, which is get lucky. But the moment they put the second land into play, I'm going to be pretty dead. Alright, they drew another creature anyway. Tarmogoyf on top. That's a good one. Land means they can Searing Blaze it, but that was always going to happen. Alright, let's play Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf's a lot better than Dark Confidant, which I would have played just to block. They revealed Bloodbraid on top. They're both doing 2 to me. I think I'm just gonna block the thing that doesn't trigger. Alright, and then I think I want to get this Liliana down. I need one of the ways to beat this Eidolon without having to cast a spell on it is to have an Edict loaded up. So I'm gonna kill your Eidolon, or sorry, your Goblin Guide, and then I need to start winning at some point. So let's attack. Like, attacking bites me if they draw another 1-mana creature. But every attack I don't make is another draw step they get to just draw more spells. Alright, there's a Rift Bolt. Alright, so they've got a Rift Bolt on Suspend, which means I'm at a Virtual 3, which means any burn spell kills me anyway. So should I just shock, get this Bloodbraid in, and start going to town? I mean, I feel like that's probably the line. There goes Eidolon. Wow. Alright, so Goyf is big now. 4/5. I mean, shocking into a Bloodbraid means that I've got a 2-turn clock if they can't somehow kill me. Inquisition, please? Inquisition means I can take like a 1-mana burn spell if they're sandbagging it. Not great. Alright, so I think I have to double attack and then continue to try to get lucky. I mean, I could leave this back, meaning if they draw another 1-mana creature, I'm not just dead. So if I hit them for 4 here, they go to 10. If they play a 1-mana creature and then don't attack, and then I play Bloodbraid and attack all, they will be at 10. They can block Goyf, take 6 going to 4. 2 pings puts them only at 2. Well, I guess I have the Liliana as an Edict then, right? So leaving Bloodbraid back actually might make some sense, because then I don't die to a hasty creature. Let me think that again one more time just to make sure I'm not messing that up. So I attack for 4, put you to 10. If they play a creature, I can block. And then Bloodbraid and Goyf is an attack for 7. 2 pings for 2 is 9. That puts you to 1. But I can Edict the opponent on nothing to add a type for Goyf. So yeah, I think I'm leaving Bloodbraid back because I have lethal next turn, even if they play a creature as a blocker. And if like they Rift Bolt the Bloodbraid, that's very fine too. So I'm going to ping the opponent with the run and 6. And then say go, and then continue to try to get lucky. I mean, any land kills me, any 1-mana burn spell kills me. Rift Bolt, that doesn't do it. Alright, so we actually got to escape with a win here. That's insane. I did not think I was winning this game, but I mean, I had to take the line that had me winning, which was take the Goblin Guide, and it worked out. Yep. Gotta play to your outs. Boom. Yeah, had I taken not that Goblin Guide, I'm very certain I would have been dead there. Alright, so Kitchen Finks for the life gain, obviously. Brutality is also going to be quite good. I'm going to take out the Dark Confidants, the Thought Seizes, and I think just one off of the top. You know what, I think I might actually want the Blood Raid before I want Ren and 6. Ren and 6 really doesn't kill a whole lot. And then push is probably important as well, just to kill those dorky things. This seems fine. I don't think I'm getting Blood Moon, so there's no reason to play like a Wildfire or anything to play around that. Yikes, this is 3 non-black lands. Let's mulligan. This is better, but still pretty risky. I think I'm bottoming Kolagon's command. I'm keeping the push for the first turn, obviously. Seasoned Pyromancer is the only creature I've got, and then Liliana can be pretty potent. Bolt is nice. I think I still want to fetch for a swamp, because like I'm going to need lots of swamps anyway. Thing is, though, I think I may actually want to have the Bolt up here. Because, like, I'm going to want double red and double black. I guess as long as one of these lands is Blood Crypt, that's double red. I need both of these to be black and one of them to be red. So if I get Swamp here, on the following turn, I can get Overgrown Tomb. But then I'd have to fetch Shock to play Push if I want to. I mean, I guess I should just go Mountain then. But then I'll have to make sure both of these are black, which is fine. So I can go turn 1 Mountain to bolt this. Turn 2 I can get Swamp to push that. And then on the following turn I can get Blood Crypt and see if something else is developed by then. Like, it could suck if they've got, like, double burn spell, but I'll just, like, pop off a Lightning Bolt at the first Prowess trigger to prevent that. Sure. And a guide. Okay, so I guess I'll kill the Goblin Guide. Show me that Collector Brutality on top. Land works too. And I'll just kill the thing that does more. Drew a forest. Alright, well I think I'm still making that line of probably just casting a Fatal Push off of a basic swamp. Rest in peace. Oops. That's annoying, but we don't actually have the Tarmogoyf for that to bite me quite yet. So they've got Blood Crypt. They've got a Rift Bolt on suspend right here. Here, let me just like pop out the exile. So I think I want to actually shock this Blood Crypt in, because then next turn I can play the Seasoned Pyromancer without paying any life. It would give me a turn to get the Ravine down. I do want to kill the Swift Spear. So let's shock this, say yes, play Liliana. Kill the Swift Spear. Say go. So since they've got Rest in Peace, my better threats are going to be basically Bloodbraid and Seasoned Pyromancer. I mean, we're at a virtual 9, which is pretty low. There's Eidolon, jeez. Another land, not good. Alright, well we get to plus. And then hope the opponent hasn't kept like a Lightning Bolt as their last card. That'd be really bad. Alright, it's not a Lightning Bolt. That's good. Actually, Verdant is technically the better fetch since we've got both basics that the Wooded Foothills get, so I'm going to keep the Verdant. It was a Searing Blaze. Alright, so we're going to take 2 off of playing this. But we're going to be able to hopefully keep the Liliana around to kill the Eidolon next turn, and then I'm going to keep the Ravine. Kitchen Finks. We only have 1 green at the moment. So really, really hoping they draw a blank here. They can always cycle the Islet. Goblin Guide. That's not a blank. I mean, if they want to kill the Liliana, they have to attack both at it, which kills the Eidolon the same way. So that's probably fine, but I'm still pretty under the gun. Yeah, I'm gonna snap off this block. Land? Liliana on top. So this is gonna go straight to exile, so we're never making elementals, unfortunately. Alright, so they don't have any cards in hand, so let's get rid of this Eidolon painlessly. And then we're never unfortunately gonna get the second half of the Kitchen Finks, but it'll still be good for the front half. And then Liliana will be in play in case the opponent has like another Eidolon, so we can kill it painlessly. And then I'll discard the Inquisition here, obviously gonna keep the Finks. Yeah, I mean, a relatively painless green source too will also enable the Ravine, but I think I'm gonna get the creature down first. Skewer me the hard way, yep. That's not green. That also doesn't activate the Ravine. Should I just play the land and not plus? Is there a bonus to playing the land? No, I think I should probably keep plussing the Liliana. I'll just discard the land. Like there's a non-zero chance an ultimate just goes like lands, rest in peace, and that might enable the second half of our Kitchen Finks. Not ideal. Bolt me down to 1, yep. Wow. Well, I guess that's just gonna drain. Thing is, like, Brutality doesn't actually get us out of range of anything. And I do want to keep on plussing with this Liliana. Because, like, next turn I can ultimate and get this Rest in Peace off. So I think I'm actually just gonna keep the Kitchen Finks. I mean, the thing is, like, fetches don't do it. Yeah, I'll keep the Brutality. So we need to hope they brick again. I have to change the Stream Decker. My bad. That's not the correct deck list. I should change that in between games. Inquisition. I mean, I'll cast it, see what's up. Like if they drew two mana spells. Still playing Valky? No. So they've got only Searing Blaze, which doesn't actually have the ability to be cast, but I think I should still be plussing. Like, ultimating here would just take them off of 1 land. I think I want to keep Liliana around. But yeah, the Valky rules have been changed. Not in effect yet. They're in effect in 2 more days. They drew land. Alright, now I'll ultimate to start building a graveyard. And there's the green source. No, I don't think he's worth playing. I didn't think he was worth playing in the beginning. Like, and one of the big things that people like doing with him is being able to cast it on two and like take an opponent's Uro. But now Uro isn't a thing. So like all of the reasons it was good are no longer factors. No more getting outjunded by Uro. That's correct. All right, so I think I'm doing this. Like if they're gonna keep the two lands for sure, so I'll just give them the worst lands. All right, and then honestly, I think 3 and 1 are pretty close to the same. I guess that's not true in the case of like Swift Spear Goblin Guide. But like every attack I don't make is an extra turn they get to like draw towards it. So I mean, so I'm attacking for 4 and then 5 and then 6. That's 15. So it's a 3-hit kill. So that means I need him to blank twice, but I give them more outs. How many outs do they even have? It was like 2 Swift Spears are gone, a Goblin Guide is gone, a Goblin Guide is gone. So it gives them 4 more outs if I start attacking. Let's start attacking. Because like I said, like every single turn I'm not attacking is another turn I give them to draw it. So this is kind of rewarding me for having discarded the Kitchen Finks and casting Brutality, because that enabled this shock and therefore an extra attack a turn earlier. So yeah, we're just gonna have to hope the opponent bricks twice. All lands except for like the redraw lands are bricks. 2 of those are gone. So I mean, there's not a lot of bricks, but we need the opponent to do it twice in a row. Yeah, like I can't play around anything. 3 and 1 are basically the same, barring creatures. Or I guess now I should pop up actual graveyards because they're going to start being relevant. Come on, opponent. Alright, I need you to blank blank. Don't hold me in suspense. Don't slow roll it. Just do it. We know you drew Lightning Bolt. Alright, basically the same thing. Alright, so still Boros Burn. I think I like the way I've sideboarded. This all seems just acceptable. Does anything change now that we know about Rest in Peace? Probably not. I mean, like none of these cards are particularly exciting versus Rest in Peace. Like we just don't want to see like these 7 cards basically as our primary threats. We kind of need to look for like Kitchen Finks, Bloodbraid, Seasoned Pyromancer. This looks good. So I can Raging Ravine on 1 and then I can turn 2 Brutality. The nuts would be they like Goblin Guide here and reveal land and just give us more discard fodder. But yeah, things I'm looking for now are just ways to close this game quicker. So there's the guide. You want to give me a land, please? So like Goif would be a good draw here, assuming they don't have Rest in Peace. I've got the lands to eventually hit Bloodbraid Elf, so Bloodbraid Elf would be a good draw. Other Kitchen Finks would be a fine draw. I mean, you know, the opponent is playing Skullcrack as well, so I'm probably going to put a priority on taking those with the Brutalities. There's a Fatal Push on top. So if I want to play Kitchen Finks next turn, I'm going to be needing to get Green Source with Verdant, and I don't want to have to fetch Shock to do it, which means I'm going to get Basic, which means I'm not going to have a second black. It's interesting. I mean, I'm definitely casting Brutality here. The question is, like, how many times should I escalate it? I can escalate it discarding, like, Verdant Fatal Push, which would mean... Sorry, for Concave Fatal Push, which would mean my leftovers are Brutality, Kitchen Finks, and ways to cast them all. I mean, that's probably what I want to do. Like, I have backup removal, so discarding this push is probably fine. They've got double Eidolon, and they've got Skullcrack and 3 Lightning Bolts. Holy moly. They don't have another land. I mean, I'm going to take the crack just because, like, that could bite the Kitchen Finks the most. It's quite a hand, though. We got a full house. And again, I have to hope that they don't just, like, nail a land. Alright, they've drawn Swift Spear. So now, maybe I want to... I guess I still want to Collective Brutality, and I should escalate it again. Like, kill this, take an instant or sorcery, then I can Overgrown Tomb at the end step to painlessly get this Kitchen Finks down. So let's 2-mode this. So target creature gets -2/-2. Reveal your hand. Yeah, like they have double Eidolon. Had they only had one Eidolon, I think I would then be Inquisitioning. Alright, so this will ditch Inquisition. They've been downgraded to 2-pair. You know, we're at 19. Their hand's quite good, though. Alright, they bricked the land. That's pretty large. That's pretty big, because they're not playing Eidolon. Alright, so I definitely need more green. So the question is, do I want black or red as the next color? Red lets me play Pyromancer, but black lets me play Liliana, and there are more Lilianas. But Pyromancer is a better draw, so I think I should set up for the better draw. Which means I'm getting red, which means I'm getting Stomping Ground. I mean, it also has the upside of Ravine. It becomes easier to activate, so let's get Stomping Ground. There's the Pyromancer. Excellent. Play into the outs. Alright, let's still get this Kitchen Finks in now, because it's under Skullcrack. Also, if we played Pyromancer, I'd have to discard the Finks, and I'm not really wanting to discard Kitchen Finks. So yeah, like I said, even though there are more Lilianas in the deck than Seasoned Pyromancers, I think that if I draw Liliana, I'm not really advancing my ability to win. So I think I'm gonna fetch towards the card that if I draw it would actually be like momentous, as opposed to like basically a non-factor. All right, they missed the land again. Oh, they just discarded. They just conceded. All right, cool. I kind of feel like they lost to themselves there, but I mean, they kept a one-lander. Like, needed to get lucky, just didn't hit it. I mean, even if they hit the land, there's no guarantee that it would have been good enough. Like, I would have had, like, they probably would have slammed Eidolon. I still would have had second removal spell to kill the Eidolon. They'd have had another one. Hey, we won the die roll. Sick. We've got a keeper. Sick. I'll go Verdant on one. Who knows, maybe I want to fetch painlessly. And then if I don't need to Fatal Push on one, I can get a duel. Haven't seen this start. Maybe it's like some Emery Urza deck. And it is. Alright, well, I get to kill this Emery here off of Revolted Fatal Push. So I guess I'm going to get Overgrown Tomb. I could just get basic Swamp, but I don't think my life total is going to be under a big amount of duress. So let's just get the Tomb. Alright, and it's Thopter Sword combo. As evident by Thopter Foundry. Decay is nice, and they also know that we've got it. Let's get down our turn 2 threat, and it's Bob. Bob's pretty great versus combo decks such as the opponent's. Explosives on 2. Yep. Bob doing Bob things. Alright, so they know of these 2 cards over here. So they know of the decay, so it's possible that this explosive is bait. Also, we've already gotten value off of the Bob, and getting Liliana of the Veil down it seems like it's going to have a lot of value because it's a way to deal with Urza. Like, if they play Urza at some point, we can decay the token, and then Liliana can take care of the actual Urza. So I think I'm just going to play the Liliana and expose the Bob. This also forces them to basically use their turn on it. And then I might also be able to enable a cheeky play where I, like, discard Croxa and then, like, get it into play immediately. Yeah, let's get this Liliana in. And then keeping my 2 spells for now, because I may just want to cast Croxa next turn. And then if I keep the Verdant in hand and use that as my land drop, that fuels the Croxa better, so I think I'm ditching Ravine. They didn't discard a Thopter, a Sword of the Meek, so that's good. So we can get Croxa into play next turn with the fetch, and I think that's going to be what happens. So obviously need the 4th land, so I need to discard either Decay or Dark Confidant. I'm pretty sure I want to keep the Decay because I think this explosives may have been bait. So I'm going to discard Croxa here so I can get it into play immediately. And I'll plus first so the opponent does all this without info. Like, they could have Fatal Push, but if they had Fatal Push, I think they would have used that to kill the Dark Confidant as opposed to the explosives. Again, unless they're, like, 3rd leveling it and just trying to bait out the Decay. Alright, so I need another red for this. So I guess Stomping Ground. So yeah, I don't think they've got a push on account of them using explosives so early. This is really just going to shred their hand as well. They got the push? Alright, so I think maybe push was their new pickup, but again, this may just be another way to advance the argument that they were baiting me. Oh, I guess not. Alright, so Urza. Ashiok's going to be good to stop the searching if they've got like Whir of Invention and stuff like that. Push is an additional way to kill Emery and Urza, whereas both will only kill Emery. I think I also obviously want the Spell Bomb. If they're going infinite with Thopter Sword, Plague Engineer stops the infinite. I don't know that I've seen enough reasons to bring in Brutality. I think I'm going to take out a Bolt. Let's see how this looks. I think I'm going to cut one Renin 6. Bobs are great. I think on the draw I'm good shaving a Liliana of the Veil. They already combo deck, so I don't see myself wanting to tap out a lot. So let's maybe cut one more off of the top. And then I need to make 3 cuts in the remaining. I honestly might just want to cut another Liliana Veil. It's very often just going to be way too slow. Like on the play, I think it gets much better, and I'll probably bring 1 or 2 back in. But on the draw, I don't think Liliana is going to be that great. These Renin 6s don't kill much in the combo. I might just cut these other 2 Renin 6s. Like all of this interaction just seems very good to me. I think what I probably do when I'm on the play again is I bring back in the Lilianas, probably for lightning bolts. I think killing Emery on the back foot is probably going to be super important. This hand's not super exciting. We got Thoughtseize Goyf and another piece of interaction. Forgotten Cave can cycle. I think this is on the low end of what I would keep. Okay, maybe they just take a Thoughtseize here. If they don't have removal, maybe they take Goyf. Alright, so maybe they have removal. Alright, land is a terrible draw. I think I'm going to play Verdant here. And then if nothing exciting happens, I'll Fetch Shock a Blood Crypt and cycle the Forgotten Cave. But if they play something I can bolt, I'll just snap off the bolt. Okay. That'll be good for later, but I'm needing to kill this combo piece at some point. I mean, Bob is good. I think I'm preferring that over the Tarmogoyf just because it'll help me find additional sources of interaction, additional pieces of interaction rather. But I mean, I'm pretty scared of just getting comboed here. It's not infinite immediately. They need an Urza to be infinite, but it's gonna be hard to pick it apart from it being assembled. There it is. It's a little late on that. Well, I guess still fine. So I mean, if I attack with Dark Confidant, they could just sacrifice the Thopter, get a 2/3 and block it pretty easily. I mean, I can bolt it out of the way, but there's never going to be a good window for me to snipe it out of the yard. So I mean, this combo is just going to break me right now. Yeah, I mean, I think I just have to go shields down. It feels really bad. I mean, I feel very dead. They just had the combo and I didn't have a way to deal with it. I did, but they Thoughtseized it. Now it's infinite. Alright, I'm on the play again. I mentioned wanting to bring Liliana's back in for possibly some lightning bolts. Since like killing an Emery on the back foot is much less important. I still don't know that I want 4 just because it's so expensive. I don't want to invert my curve too much. I think this is probably what I want to do. We've got a keeper. Lots of threats. So I can decide whether or not I want to lead on Goyf or Dark Confidant based off of the information that the Inquisition provides. Usually in like mid-range matchups, I wanted to play the Dark Confidant first just because I can get the resources rolling. But given that I've got 2 big beef sticks, it's possible that I want to just apply max pressure to pressure the combo that way. But let's just see what Inquisition tells us. So they've got Emery, they've got Sword, they've got Thoughtseize, they've got Witching Well. Well, I don't particularly care about Thoughtseize because my hand is very redundant. I think it's just going to be Emery. I don't actually have ways to kill their threats right now, so I'll just take the threats. Like, if they turn 1 Witching Well, they can turn 2 Emery. Yep. They could still be trying to set that up. Alright, push is nice. I think I'm going to deploy the Dark Confidant here. Probably off of Overgrown Tomb. Yeah. The Urza and the Thoughtseize make me think that we're going to be going slightly longer, so I think I want to get the Bob down to make their Thoughtseize worse. They did top bottom with the well, by the way. Alright. Nice. Nice. Alright, I'm just gonna get that down. I could get down like Tarmogoyf, hold up, push. Let's attack first. Maybe they've got like a push or something that can provide me some more information. I mean, they took my second Dark Confidant, which means maybe they're worried. They're not really worried about me beating them down. But they also don't have removal, so it's kind of curious. They can't Urza coming up. I think I do want to just get down an additional source of pressure, just really start trying to beat down and end the game. Like, Ashiok is nice, but it doesn't actually impact the board at this moment in time. So I'm just gonna beat down. Like it's less mana efficient this way, but I think I need to close before this Urza wreaks havoc. Alright, they found the push. This makes me happy I deployed another threat. And Sword, right? We knew about Sword. Land. Right, so Goyf is now 4/5. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to enable Revolt. Like, if the opponent goes, like, if the opponent has other combo piece, and they could go, like, Land, Urza, tap, Infinite us. We don't actually have a way to defend, to beat that right now without Revolt. I mean, I'm just gonna keep on playing beat sticks and then hope it's good enough. Because, like, deploying this Ashiok here, like, it'll prevent fetching from being good. And, like, potentially a whir from being good. But I really want to attack. Just attack hard. So if I can put 2 types in the yard somehow, I've got a lethal attack. 1 type, I can get a lethal attack. There's Urza. Alright, please no other combo piece. Did you just really have it all? I mean, if you have it all, you have it all. Emery. Okay, that's not having it all. And Ashiok can get rid of the opponent's yard. There's the Foundry. Yeah, makes sense. So, do I want to kill the Construct here? Glyphs are 5/6s now, so they are lethal. Like they have to block at least one. Like I still don't have revolts to kill this Emery is the issue. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna untap, because if I draw a fetch here, I get to kill the Urza with the revolt, and then they have to block with the Emery, and then they're pretty far off. So I'm gonna hope to like be able to enable revolt somehow here. So I can't let them activate this Emery. But they're not both lethal. So I've got creature, land, sorcery in the yard. This is close. Oh, what am I talking about? I could just Ashiok minus on their yard. That works too. I mean, they could activate Urza, and like they could also just draw it, which would suck. But I mean, this means I don't just die. So I need to attack first. Yeah, I need to attack first. Because that has me attacking with larger Tarmogoyfs. It's going to be close. They've got to block at least one of these things. Alright, and then we can Ashiok. Hit their yard. We hit an explosives. Wow. Bobble and an Aether Spellbomb. Wow, explosives would have been really nutty. So I still need to hope that they don't just draw the combo. Sack a well. I think it's weird how like you don't have to tap the well to sack it. So yeah, if they draw it in these top two, they still get to kill me. Thoughtseize. Do I respond by killing Construct? Probably, just to take some blockers off of the table. Just never had Revolt. Got the combo. I mean, Thoughtseizing first is it still makes sense. Like if they had combo, they would still want to Thoughtseize first. So we still don't know that they have it, but I guess now they would have slammed it if they had it. So yeah, maybe they just don't. Can I just draw a bolt and make it easy? No. See, these are both lethal. Damn. It's still just a 2/6. It's just 1 point out of reach. There's no way I can add anything, right? It's they're adding artifact sorcery. I have creature, land, instant sorcery. The thing is, like, both of my threats are lethal no matter what, so I'm thinking maybe I should just minus targeting myself in the off chance I hit it. Like, I could also bin a Kroxa. Yeah, well, the thing is, if I minus on myself and hit Walker, I'm getting rid of artifacts, so it doesn't actually do it. I need to hit Walker and something. But I mean, if I minus and like hit a Kroxa, that's potentially a way that I win. Yeah. All right, so yeah, I think I'm gonna minus targeting myself, because again, either one of my things is already lethal, so it doesn't actually change blocks. If I hit like Spell Bomb and Planeswalker, that does it. Nope, there's still 5/6s. Oh, they're 4/5s now. Okay. All right, I'm still gonna jam both. They still have to block with Emery. Alright, don't kill me, please. Can you draw the combo? They can also activate the Urza if they brick as a cantrip. Looks like they are. They hit a land. They drew a push. Brutal. We drew a land. They still get to block. Wow, that's so aggravating. So they get to keep at it. I mean, I can make the same play. I can still hit a Kroxa. I could still hit like Planeswalker and Spell Bomb, which would let my Goyf punch through the Urza. So let's go at it again. Nope, none of the above. I mean, now I get to at least activate Seasoned Pyromancer to push some damage, but they're getting so many looks. Feels really bad. They get 2 looks every turn because of this Urza. Damn, they hit it? Oh no, that's 2 swords. That's the same combo piece. Gosh. They can't fetch because then my 2 elementals kill them. Just equip sword again. Yeah, I'm also very satisfied Dark Reprisal. Alright, Seasoned Pyromancer. Go, my elementals, go. Come on, deck. Just another land. Alright, well, I'm going to do the same thing again. Even a Kroxa would be good. Just none of the above. Alright, let's jam. Alright, so they have to put this in front of Goyf and take 2. Alright, let's not even slow roll. Let's just show them we drew 3 lands in a row. Alright, can you draw it again? You've got another look at it. What is this? Tezzeret? Jeez. Oh, that's gotta find it. Yeah, there it is. So that goes infinite and kills us. That's aggravating. We just drew so dead so long. We could have found so many different things and just didn't. Jeez. That sucks. I think most of the spells in the deck were live except like Inquisition and Thoughtseize, and we just hit 3 lands in a row. It'd be like that sometimes. Nope. Yep. think I'm gonna bin second Fatal Push. And then I'll play Black Leave on 1 in case I need to push, like maybe we're playing against Burn or like Prowess. I don't think I want to push that. Wow, Forest has got to be the worst draw on the deck. It doesn't escape Croxa. I guess I'll play Blackleaf Cliffs, play Croxa. Taxes. Taxes should be a pretty good matchup. Oh, it's Soul Sisters. Interesting. So playing Forest means I can cast both of my removal spells here, but I think I'm just going to pretend like this thing doesn't exist and really only care about the bigger stuff. I mean, I guess I should still keep the option of doing everything, but I really don't want to get this Forest down because it just never escapes Croxa. It feels bad. Yeah, it feels bad, but I'm going to keep the option available. So this is like the Squadron Hawk version, I believe. And then I'm going to keep the Decay, but sometimes they play like enchantments that I may want to kill. Nothing? Liliana's good. I might just want to Edict this 3-bit Inspector, just because it's going to insulate versus further Edicts anyway. Then I'll play the Ravine. Don't really expect the opponent to Ghost Quarter me until I actually choose to activate this. Yeah, but I imagine this has to be a pretty good matchup overall. I just need to like not draw basics. Luminous Broodmoth. My removal doesn't touch that. Push would have with Revolt, but I don't have Revolt. I mean, this is the one and only turn I can hit attack for 4 with the Ravine. That has me plussing Liliana and discarding one of my spells. I kind of... The thing is, I have to play this land at some point anyway, because Forest doesn't escape Croxa, which is pretty brutal. So I think I'm going to plus, discard the Decay, keep the Bolt. He scored Wrath of God. Oh, that's cute. Kind of far from escaping this Croxa. Just kind of an awkward draw. That kills Liliana. Yep. That doesn't do anything. I mean, it actually... We can escape Croxa this turn, right? We can fetch and we can bolt them and just get the Croxa into play. And that's a way to do it. I mean, if they've got, like, Path or anything, it's going to be unfortunate. But it was always going to be unfortunate. And I don't want to get basic here. I mean, maybe I just do to save life. Yeah, I mean, I'm aware they can start Ghost Quartering me, and they probably have some number of paths. So I'm going to hope that this somehow survives. Yeah, then this can put creatures on the bottom. Put target card on the bottom. Okay, so it is proc. They didn't cast it though. I guess there's only 2 things? Jeez. Skyclave. Alright, we're dead. We're dead. Alright, bringing in Spellbomb. Fatal Push. Plague Engineer. Don't think I want Brutality. I might want Cleansing Wildfire to kill the land that like puts things back on top. They could also be playing Amaria. Don't think I want the Ashiok. I think I'm going to bring in a couple of these Wildfires. Inquisitions seem like they're going to be pretty bad, and Thoughtseize can take some of the more expensive stuff, so I think I want those over the others. Red 6 kills a fair amount here. Liliana doesn't seem like it's going to be very good versus like the Proclamation strategy. Maybe I cut 1. This has me needing 4 more cuts. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take out these Inquisitions. They're just not going to be good very often, I don't think. Maybe like versus like the white mid-range deck, I'll take out 1 Goyf. Because like all of the removal is probably going to hit my Goyf anyway. Like it's probably just like Path and stuff. Then Pyromancer seems to be a bit slow. Let's do this. Not great, but I don't think I can mulligan it. We need a threat and the sand becomes very good. Red 6, that's like almost a threat. So I'll get over... I need to get a red source, right? Let's get... Overgrown Tomb? I mean, we've got as much red as we want. Yeah, let's get Overgrown Tomb. And before Mana Tithe. Alright, cool. Yeah, Ren 6 was an excellent pickup. That's going to kill most of the stuff in their deck. I think I'm just going to keep on rebuying the Wooded Foothills. Purge. Rude. I mean, I guess I've got Spellbomb in the Peatland if I need, like, Emergency Revolt. Squaw. Threat. That's not a threat. Let's see if we can find like a Tarmogoyf or something off of this. Ravine, not quite. Obviously, I want to leave up double black in case I want to push stuff. Yep. Probably get the 4th copy now. Nope, they must have it already. I'm like, killing these feels really, really bad, so I think I just won't. Like, if I draw Plague Engineer, it's so much better to just have not burned all these removal spells. And I think I am just going to pop the Spellbomb. I'm in bad need of action. Goyf, that's action. Plague Engineer would be even more action, though. Blood Braid. I guess I'm just gonna Blood Braid. Come on, Plague Engineer. Come on, Plague Engineer. Skyclave, Skyclave Path. Guess I'll take a Skyclave. It's a lot of Ghost Quarters. Come on, Plague Engineer. No. So this is the opponent's hand. It's like no matter what I do here, it's getting either pathed or skyclaved. I think I just have to deploy more threats. The thing is, like, I'm dying to these Squadron Hawks, so it's like I'm almost at the point where I just have to throw stuff at it. I mean, I'm gonna go creature, creature, and then see how they want to answer them. Come on, Plague Engineer. Damn. Alright, well, I mean, now I have to kill one of these Hawks. So I've got 6 mana to work with. I can Goyf and Kroxa and kill 2 things. One of which is going to be Skyclave. Or I guess I should just leave Skyclave alone. I need to kill these flyers first. Is it worth attacking? I mean, Bob is they're not going to attack with a Skyclave because Goyf is going to stonewall that, so I guess Bob's attacking. Cleansing Nova. Wow. So question now is am I trying to just like hope Bob doesn't kill me? I mean, I think I just need to continue killing these, which feels really horrendous. Needed that Plague Engineer. So I need Bob to flip a 0 or a 1. Ideally a 0. Flip to 1. We can kill both the flyers now, but then we're still in trouble with our Bob. And an attack is no good. I can activate Ravine. The issue is they've got Ghost Quarter. I mean, I guess I can Kroxa. That's like the other thing I could realistically do. Yeah, I guess this is a Croxa turn. Black. Let's make sure the mana is okay. Black, black, red, red. I still have the mana to cast both of my spells. Yep. And if I want Goyf to stay relatively big, the opponent has creature, instant, sorcery. So I'll keep artifact. That's probably the most unique thing. Winds of Abandon. Now is an attack worth it? I mean, they can't attack on the ground, so I think I'm smacking with Goyf just because it's the thing that hits the hardest. Like if they draw a path or something, that would also kill me. But like I need to flip a 0 now is what needs to happen. Like I can go, these two things hold back their 2 ground creatures, like kill their 2 flyers, and I survive at 1. Flagstones, that's nothing. Alright, I need Bob to flip a 0. Come on, Bob, be kind. I brought you out of retirement for this. Okie dokie. Alright, so if I attack all, do they have to block? So they go to 5 off of the Croxa trigger, which means both Croxa and Tarmogoyf are lethal. Or sorry, Tarmogoyf is a 4/5. So Goyf is not actually lethal. So I mean, I guess I'm just going to play Seasoned Pyromancer and see if it can provide any help. I can't attack with Ravine, they've got Ghost Quarters. I guess I'll leave it up. Like, if I can find more spot removal, I just win. Renin 6? Renin 6 kills my own Dark Confidant. So, if I attack all... This is 5/6 now? Oh, so... That does it, right? Because they're going to go to 5, and then they have to block, and then Renin 6 can kill my own Bob. This forces a double block. You'll go to 3, and then you're going to die to a Croxa. So I think that did it. All right. The opponent could still draw, like, Winds of Abandon, right? Although if they tap out for Winds of Abandon, the Raging Ravine can just get them, so... They need to Ghost Quarter me now? I guess no, because... oh, crap. Okay, that's fine. Wow, that was close. I needed to find a Plague Engineer. It just was not coming. I'm just going to resubmit. That was so close. Dark Confidant bad because he dies to Renin 6. Yeah, even your own Renin 6. Alright, this hand would be great if I can guarantee we were drawing like red and green sources, but I can't. This is good. Maybe it's just too early to be wanting Cleansing Wildfire and I should just ditch that. It does draw a card, and I do need to hit lands. Flagstones on 1, yeah. Decay is a fine pickup. Crap. Alright, well, that means the Spell Bomb is not going to draw a card. We've got the Decay for it, but I'm not sure that I wanted to use a Decay on a Rest in Peace. I mean, I guess I do have Maelstrom Pulse, so I do have an additional out to a Troublesome Permanent, and I can save this for a non-creature permanent because I've got lots of ways to kill with the creatures. Martyr. Yep. It's actually, I think I should have responded to that with the Abrupt Decay, because when they sacrificed the Martyr, I wanted to go to the graveyard. Because I'm assuming they're sacking Martyr here. No? Okay. Alright, I would really love untapped land. Awesome. That was huge. And I think I'm just gonna start plussing. Like I could minus to get the creature off the field, but then just activate it in response anyway. Maybe that's okay. I mean, I think I want to just start eating their hands, in which case I just don't know what I'm discarding. Yeah, let's start eating the hand. And then I guess between... Do I just discard the expensive thing? Yeah, I'm just going to discard the expensive thing. It'll be unfortunate, though, if they go, like creature that are the same. So yeah, maybe I should just ditch the bolt. I don't think it's going to come down onto a damage race because of this Martyr. And, like, push can kill the Sarah's Ascendants after they get big. So let's ditch the bolt. Hopefully they don't have, like, a Celestial Purge waiting for me. So this is 2x or 3x? 3x. Field of Ruin, okay. Attack this Liliana, yeah. Ranger. Yep. It's problematic. Walking Ballista, Sarah Ascendant. Jeez. Verdant. I'm inclined to just empty my hands to make these Liliana Edicts asymmetrical. But I mean, another thing I could do is just like fetch with the Verdant, push the Ranger, Edict with the Liliana, get the board empty, but then they'll have the Walking Ballista to finish the Liliana. That has us at parity, but they've got either Ascendant or Walking Ballista and the half full grip to follow. That doesn't seem like a winning position. I mean, I could Fatal Push the Ranger, say go, or plus, and then I can't. I want to get this land down. Cause like I might want to win with a Croaks at some point. I could sacrifice the Spell Bomb and just see what that nets me. But they played Rest in Peace, so like I really don't think they're gonna have anything like super graveyard oriented. So I think the Spell Bomb is probably just like just get ready to be cracked at any moment. If I pop Spell Bomb, I only have 3 mana to work with. It's probably just fine to do it now. That also enables Revolt if I want to discard the land. Yeah, let's just do this now. See what it nets me. Renin 6. That's good. Wow, okay. So I think I'm going to use that to kill the Martyr. Yeah, I can use that to kill the martyr. I can minus on that. Yeah, okay, so this worked out. Do I want to get basic forest? No, that doesn't escape Croxa. Let's get more red and more black, so I guess Blood Crypt. It has me with only one green though. I want green, I want black. So I get Overgrown Tomb. Yeah, I'm gonna get Overgrown Tomb. And like they can Ballista for 2, but they can only kill one of my walkers. Red, green, leave up a Fatal Push. Kill that. I could also just push. I could just push now that I have Revolt, and then plus the Liliana, but then I'm discarding Pulse, and I don't want that to happen. So let's just do it this way. Alright, I think this worked out about as well as it could have. Run in 6 was an amazing draw. It's like they can Ballista on 2, but they only get rid of one of the walkers this way. I don't know why the stack window keeps on moving. Stay here. So which Planeswalker do you want to finish? It's the Wren. Okay. I guess because like the Red and 6 is the best versus stuff like Sarah's Ascendant. Can I get a Croxa, please? Croxa would have been the nuts, because then I can just like discard that and escape it immediately. Yeah, I think I definitely want to plus here though, because I want to charge up. I want to charge up another Edict, and I'll discard both for a similar reason. If they play another thing that I would need Revolt to kill, it'll be awkward. But push is always going to kill Ascendant. Like if they go Martyr, crack Martyr, play Ascendant, I'm going to have a hard time killing it unless I want to use the Pulse. And I think I want to save the Pulse for something in multiples. I need to find a threat. Alright, I'm going to try to play quickly. I've got time, but you never know. Skyclave, that's brutal. I mean, I'll have Revolt, so I can push, and I think I will. Just get a 2/2. Like, I can pulse the Sarah Ascendant. I want to do this now because I want my thing to be able to attack. I guess it's the less mana efficient play. Ravine's a good threat. They've got the field, so that hardly matters. There's a thunderstorm going on outside, so if at some point I lose connectivity, you'll know why. I do have a Surge Protector, though, so... Damn, they drew Squadron Hawk as soon as I used the Pulse. Brutal. Come on, Plague Engineer. We've got a lot of really good ones. That's not one of them. Been pretty good at drawing lands in Top Deck Wars today. Like, I draw well while we're at parity, but then as soon as parity ends, I get behind. I need like Blood Braids would be fine. Plague Engineers would be great. Those are the two things that would be fantastic. All right, that's a redraw. More lands. I mean, I guess I'll make them use the Field of Ruin. I almost said Field of the Dead. Yeah, and they didn't play the 4th Squadron Hawks. That makes me think they're just wanting to use this Field of Ruin. And I'll play this out because if I draw like Seasoned Pyromancer and draw stuff I want to play, then I'm going to want to have maximum mana without having a shock. So I guess there's like a little value to actually playing this out. There's also really no reason to hold it. Come on, Plague Engineer. Come on, Plague Engineer. Fatal Push. Not exactly. They're deciding whether or not they want to like path this eventually. So I think I am going to use a push on one of these Hawks. Like if I get unlucky and draw like another spot removal spell, it does cut the clock by saving this point of damage over the course of 2 or 3 turns. I mean, Plague Engineer would still be good. Oh, maybe not now. Wow, I just been drawing not great. I'm just dead. Brutal. Yeah, I just drew super soft there. Nope. Sure. I'll bin a land here. I guess I may want the swamp. Just like as a painless source. I have all the fetches that I want thanks to this Renin 6. So I'll bottom the mire. Why did the stack move again? Oh, it's Rakdos mid-range. Well, I actually don't care for Blood Moon because I get to get my Verdant. I get to my forest with my Verdant. I think I'm just gonna take the way that they have to kill my stuff, which is the Dreadbore. It's their only removal spell. Like everything else is redundant. Like it's either a threat or a Blood Moon, and again, I don't particularly care about the Blood Moon. They can't Simian Spirit Guide out the Blood Moon because that card's banned. Inquisition is interesting, but I think I want to get down my Tarmogoyf. It'll be a 2/3, so they can't bolt it, so that's attractive. I mean, it's possible I should just get the Renin 6 down anyway, because I may want to be able to get my second swamp for potential Lilianas. For that reason, I think I'm gonna cast Ren in 6. Also, it's unlikely that a Goyf played on turn 2 is going to go all the way against this opponent. So I'm just going to make sure that the Blood Moon doesn't destroy me. Alright, so I guess there goes Tarmogoyf. Not good. Aegon, God of Death. So it flips into exile a creature card from your yard, draw a card. That's good. You know, I think I'm more worried about like either this Channeler or the Pyromancer though. I think I'm gonna take the Channeler because that's the card they're able to cast. And then I'll sacrifice this now. So I've got something to buy back. Got him. Ravine. I mean, that's something that Blood Moon does stop, I guess. You know, I'll get it down. So, I mean, I can attack with the next turn. Means I don't have anything to buy back with the Ren this turn, but, I mean, I have no shortage of lands. I mean, Ren and 6 Emblem may be the realistic way that I win this game, given that Blood Moon is going to hurt my Ravine. Croxa time. Oh, just stomp? Yeah, I mean, the timing on that's a little peculiar. I guess it ultimately doesn't matter. Peatland is something I can start looping, but I think I want to smack with the Ravine while I can. And then, should I fetch Shock just so I can continue buying stuff back to keep the hand big? Probably. So, I mean, I can also just get basic Mountain. Just to conserve my life. They've got Croxa. Aegon could potentially hit me for a lot. Yeah, I don't dislike just getting basic Mountain. They're not like pathing me or anything that would bite me for getting basics. Like I wouldn't lose any free value. I'll ditch. I guess Wood of Foothills is the one they know about. Geez, just more lands. You know, Lactate Ravine again. I mean, we're drawing all the lands, and they're just not drawing the lands. Still not drawing the lands. I mean, we can start sacrificing Peatland and attacking with Ravines. That's probably what's going to be what happens. Funny, that's the first shock I've taken out of the deck. Decay, that doesn't particularly do anything. I think I'll still sacrifice Peatland first. Because, like, if I draw Tarmogoyf or something, there's a chance I just want to do that. Push. Again, not really. Well, I did not think this ravine was going to get most of the way. Finally drew a push at least. Okay. I mean, we've got a Renin 6 emblem pretty much rolled up. Do like another Dreadbore or something? That'd be brutal. Stomp again, yep. Just like another ravine. Alright, buy this back. Come on, deck. I believe in you. We banned all the cards you were afraid of. Awesome. Alright, well, we finally hit something relevant. I can even escape the Croxa if they Blood Moon me. This has been a pretty ridiculous game. Could also just Blood Moon, decay the Blood Moon. Sure. Like, I almost want to just discard a spell so I can keep my life total high. Because, like, the way I lose this game is they, like, mise me out with a bunch of removal spells and, like, a few Bone Crusher attacks. I'm just gonna, like, discard removal spells at this point. Alright, well, now we drew the Tarmogoyf. I'm still gonna get this Croxa into play. Do we have anything unique? Not really. What a wild, stupid game. What are your thoughts? So this is the opponent's hand here. Alright, and let's just painlessly get in this Goyf plus the Renin 6 again. I guess I should have ditched the Tarmogoyf in the yard so I can, like, keep a spell. But it just really doesn't matter, I don't think. Is this game finally over? Oh, you hit the land. Like, you can Pyromancer, make a dude. Sure, I mean, it has Death Touch. I'll just decay it. It's a 3/3. Pop. So Rakdos mid-range. Cleansing Wildfire is a way to get out from under a Blood Moon. I mean, Ashiok can combat the opponent's Croxas. It'll also make their Magmatic Channelers weaker. It's worth considering. And then maybe Fatal Push. But I mean, Bolt is probably going to be better than Push. I mean, I guess Push kills Croxa much more easily than Bolt. The thing is, like, Bolt is going to be much easier to cast while under a Blood Moon. Let's ditch these Thoughtseizes. I don't think Liliana is going to be very good versus this opponent, especially on the draw. Like, I almost want to just bring in this Bolt for the other Liliana. Like, this seems very fine. I think Ashiok might not shine, and if we get Blood Moon, it's going to be hard to deploy even. This has one of our two basic sources. I think I have to mulligan. Like, if this were a mulligan to 6, I think I'd keep. Yeah, I guess. I'll bottom basic mountain. We've had this forest a lot. Like, we can turn 1 Inquisition, we'll have all of our colors, we'll just get swamped with this. Spell Bomb, sure. So many lands. They've got Liliana, Dreadbore, Ashiok, Channeler. This hand's quite good. I'm inclined to take either the Liliana or the Channeler. Like, I don't actually have a way to defeat this Channeler right now, but it's more likely I draw removal for the Channeler than I draw removal for the Liliana. And this Liliana is going to be very good versus my first 1 or 2 creatures if I don't take it now. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Liliana and then let them have the Channeler, but it's pretty risky. But like I said, I'm pretty sure it's more likely I find another answer for the Channeler as opposed to the Liliana. I didn't even Channeler here. That's interesting. Alright, well, we drew another land, which is the opposite of interesting. Just Ashiok-ing now. They should probably target themselves to find Kroxa. Nope. They just want to hit me for whatever reason. What's up, James? This league isn't going very well, but doing what I can. I mean, I don't think I want to sack Peatland yet, because like if the card that I draw is a Bloodbraid, I think I'm going to want to be able to have the mana to cast it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the opponent should be going after themselves with this Ashiok, because again, they want to find Kroxa. They also want to make their own channelers better. Yeah, there they go. Yeah, I played a league earlier today that's also on YouTube. I don't know if that's the one you were watching. But yeah, we're 1-3 in this league so far, but we're up a game here. Got him. Joke's on you. We got jazz hands. Alright, so the nuts here would be Bloodbraid into a way to kill this Channeler. I mean, or we could just draw another land. I may want to be sacrificing this on the opponent's end step so they can't get rid of it with Ashiok. But the only reason that would matter is if I find Ren and 6, and I think the upside of finding something now are better than if I find like Ren and 6 in general. So I'm just gonna try to snipe something here. And that'll be good next turn. Kroxa versus Ooze. I mean, they perform different roles. It's gonna come down to what you expect to see, like in whatever meta you're shaping up for. Like, if you expect to see lots of graveyard decks, like Ooze is a fine tool. But I don't necessarily think they fill the same slot. I mean, there obviously are definitely cards that can win through attacking, but I mean, Kroxa's more of like a card advantage thing, whereas Scooz is more of a graveyard matters thing. The first founder thing, I believe that means that, I think founder means you were one of the first 5 people to subscribe to me. Like, when I hover over your name, it says founder, 5-month subscriber. I'm pretty sure founder is just you were one of the first to subscribe. And then 5-month means 5 months. Alright, so I cannot fetch unless I bolt this Ashiok first. I'm just going to bolt this Ashiok now, I think. That way I can like fetch shock a Blood Crypt, get this Seasoned Pyromancer down. Do I want Blood Crypt or do I want Stomping Ground? I've got double black already. I want more green, I want more red. So I guess Stomping Ground's actually a fine choice here too. The downside is if I draw like lots of black spells, but we took the Liliana's out, so I think Stomping Ground is actually probably just a better choice. And then I guess which fetch is worse? I've got Swamp here, Forest here, so they're both kind of even. So I'll just get Stomping Ground off of a Wooded. And then I'll keep the Forest in hand in case the opponent Blood Moons me. I'm going to want access to the basic Forest. I mean, Decay is going to be able to kill this Channeler at some point. Luckily, the opponent hasn't found a Kroxa yet. Maybe they would have had they targeted themselves with that first Ashiok activation. We've also got a Ravine that can start getting swifty. What this? Now did you find the Kroxa? You're just dreadboarding that? Okay. I like where that's going. Oh, it's another Channeler. Pulse, please. Come on, deck. You've been treating me poorly enough. I deserve a win. Give me a victory here. Pulse off the top. No, just another land. Fine, be like that. All right. Well, I definitely have to kill a Channeler, or else I die. I could activate the Pyromancer instead, just to like buy some time that way. I think I actually like that. The opponent has a Spell Bomb in play. So, I mean, I might as well get the value where I can. Well, I'll let them attack with their things first. And I'll block both. I don't really see a reason to not block other than, like, if I draw a bolt, I could combo a block and a bolt. That's about the only reason I could think of. If I were the opponent, I'd probably be popping Spell Bomb just to try to pull farther ahead. Like, they're not really worried about much. And holy crap, I just cannot stop drawing lands. I think of my past like 30 or so draw steps, 20 must have been lands. And that's not even an exaggeration. Pyromancer. Yep. Very, very late on that. So I can Goyf block this, but then these elementals kill me. I don't have enough mana to also activate Ravine, so I'm just dead. Wow, we just did not draw anything. Holy moly. Alright, well, we get another game. Try to redeem ourselves. Maybe I want Plague Engineer just to name, like, opposing elementals. Doesn't seem great, but I mean, it'll trade with Kroxa at worst. Probably should have brought these spell bombs in now that I think of it. But like honestly, I think I'm just gonna take out these Inquisitions. They're such bad top decks, and like for a similar reason, maybe I just do want this Plague Engineer. Like it can kill elementals pretty well, and like it could trade up. I'm gonna have to be real careful with Blood Moon though, because I'm taking out some of my early fight to it. I mean, I've got the Wildfires to help get out of under it. I really don't think I can keep this. I mean, I've got all of my colors through a Blood Moon, but this is just going to be way too slow. This is better. I've got all of my colors. And I think I'm going to bottom Spellbomb here. I think I want all of my actual creatures. Obviously, I want all of my lands. I'll go Verdant on 1. I don't have access to red mana if I want to get 2 basics, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Yep. So it can't take Bloodbraid. It took a push. Alright, so that might just mean they have like a Channeler or something. Let's just untap. Bolt's a fine pickup. It's not super exciting. I mean, if they have a Channeler, which would have been why they took the push, Bolt is a nice way to defeat the Channeler anyway. I mean, the opponent's on the draw, and they know that we've demonstrated incentive to play around Blood Moon, so it's even possible the opponent isn't playing Blood Moon anymore, which would make me feel more comfortable in getting a red source with one of these 2 fetches. I guess I'll give it one more turn. Bob's a good one, assuming they can't just kill it. Alright, and then I can get either a forest or a swamp with this fetch. I guess in the event that I'm wanting to get a red duel, would I rather have a forest or a swamp? If I get swamp, that means I'm getting Stomping Ground. If I get forest, that means I'm getting Blood Crypt. I think I'd rather get... Well, the thing is, like, I can't play Pyromancer unless I draw more lands, but I mean, that's fine, I guess. I think I'd rather have Stomping Ground, which means I'm getting Swamp here. Alright, so if this Bob doesn't just die on the spot, it'll be pretty good. How to remove the support symbols? I don't know. I think there's a way for me to disable all of them, but I don't think I can disable them on like a person by person thing. Should I just play the engineer now? I think I will. And I've drawn a red source now, so I feel pretty confident in just getting green this way. And then I'll play engineer name elemental. If they've got Liliana, it'll be awkward. Alright, I feel pretty behind. Like the opponent just has the bigger mass of stuff. Stomp. Yeah. Oh, for you in general? I don't know then. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna try to get in with the Ravine and start that train. They could obviously have Bolt or Push, but they're gonna have that later too. Alright, need more red, so it's like, do I want more black or do I want more green? Probably want more black, so let's get Blood Crypt. Say yes. Like, I could have gotten another basic swamp. But this seems fine too. I guess it's not fine if I'm afraid of Blood Moon, which I don't think the opponent would have it in the deck still. I fully expect this to die. Oh, okay. It would be funny if their answer is something like a And Dreadbore, which is sorcery speed. I mean, I guess they haven't missed a land drop yet. Another swamp could mean Blood Moon is an actual factor. They get to play a Bone Crusher here at a minimum. Oh, Pyromancer, that's really bad for me. Are you making an Elemental, though? Please no. Damn. Just infinite lands. I mean, they could have drawn a push, which would be pretty nightmarish. Okay, they didn't. And I think this is going to get red source, because I want to be able to bolt and activate Raging Ravine. Channeler. I may need to just kill that, but Bone Crusher is bigger. Maybe I can trick them into a double block. Like, I can get red source here, attack with Ravine if they double block with the intention of killing this. Actually, a double block wouldn't even work, because this would be a 6/6 and they've only got 5 power. I guess let's get the info. Spell Bomb. I mean, that could neuter the Channeler. Do I want to keep attacking with Ravine here? I mean, Ravine is also like a fine blocker at this stage, which may be what I need to use it for. It'll just be unfortunate if their answer is Dreadbore. I mean, I think I'm in block mode. Like, if I attack and they just don't block, they've got a really hard hit on the crackback. It's for at least 7, putting me to 5. They've got Pyromancer to like produce additional blockers. I think I'm on blocking duty now. Like, I can activate Ravine as a block and then still have Bolt available off of the Ravine. I mean, I could pop Spellbomb now to deny them the Pyromancer, but then I can't activate Ravine as a blocker. Alright, please don't have an answer for this Ravine. And then I guess I should block Bone Crusher if they let me. This is like double bolt. That'd be brutal. It's a double bolt. Oh, they're just trying to make Channeler bigger, I guess. Oh, knowing that, I probably should have just bolted in response. Do I even want to trade now? You know, I can still pop the Spell Bomb and bolt this. It doesn't feel great. Like, if I block, actually I get to block this and pop this and be able to bolt something else. I think I'm going to do that. Like, it sucks that I've missed it, but I'm not going to compound the error by making another mistake. Does it just not matter? They had another stomp? Why were they letting me block? I mean, I guess I'm gonna bolt the Pyromancer now. The Spell Bomb can then take care of both of them in the yard. They're not playing the Bone Crusher. I do another land, of course. Ready for the land? Unbelievable. Just infinite lands. And I'm just dead. I'm not just dead on board. Because this is going to shrink to a 1/3. Like, the opponent has just as many lands as me, but I've been cycling. So, like, now I need to draw, like, Bloodbraid into Maelstrom Pulse. Like, it can't even be just Maelstrom Pulse, because when I take 2 off of targeting this thing, I'll need a way to deal with Channeler, which would be the Bloodbraid body. So it's got to be Bloodbraid here. I guess that might do it. Taps me out of red. Needed these things a while ago. I'm still not just dead. I mean, Goyf gets to block and kill a Bone Crusher. Pyromancer gets to jump in front of the other Bone Crusher. Yeah, push Pyromancer. Sorry, push Ashiok. Yeah, that does it. Wow, that was brutal. Just never drew a good card in the top deck war. Wow, that league felt really, really bad. Our one win was versus Burn, of all things. I mean, Burn's probably a pretty good matchup, though. Alright, so this was the list that I just played. I think, in all honesty, like, I just got pretty piss poor draws in a few of those matchups. I can't remember off the top of my head if I made any glaring errors. Yeah, the updates are live, beta. But yeah, I still think the sideboard needs a lot of refining. It's been a while since I've made a sideboard that didn't want to destroy Uro. Like, I haven't had like 4 spell bombs in the 75 and like 3 boils in a while. So still getting used to readjusting the sideboard. But I mean, the main deck, like, it felt fine as poorly as we did. Everything did its job pretty well. I think we just got pretty unlucky in a lot of spots. Like, I think we got into like 6 or 7 top deck wars in this league and lost all of them due to just getting flooded at the end. And it felt pretty poor, but I mean, the deck felt fine. I guess, like, the one thing I could really try to improve on right now is the sideboard. I think with all of the burn running around, the brutalities are probably fine. I think Cleansing Wildfire could probably be better off being something else. Like, it'll be good versus, like, Green Tron, but that's about it. And, like, Green Tron isn't very represented right now, at least from the data that I've seen. And, like, that matchup is usually a loss, even if, we've got the wildfires. Like fighting against something like Tron, for example, like you have a better win percentage if you got Cleansing Wildfire and something else to defeat the Tron, but I just don't have that and something else, so maybe I should double up or just not have it. So I think, like, Wildfire could be something else, Kitchen Finks could be something else. Ashiok really hasn't been that great, but again, Uro hasn't really been a thing. Mystic Sanctuary has been obviously banned, so not really playing against that. So Ashiok overall just kind of weaker. Maybe we don't really need this push anymore. All the hyper aggro decks that we're trying to get under Uro are no longer present. I mean, obviously there's still Burn, but the Burn matchup's probably just fine. We've already got the brutalities for those as well. And, like, the spell bombs also just feel fine. They've been good. I've actually wanted to see them more often than not. There were a few spots where I wanted to see the Plague Engineer and just didn't. So I mean, the sideboard felt fine. I think I might just try experimenting, changing these 8 cards, then maybe a couple things in the main deck. I think Dark Confidant is particularly well positioned right now, especially without Uro in the format. Because while Dark Confidant was better, was one of the better cards versus Uro. Uro kind of pushed out all of the other mid-range and control decks, and Dark Confidant shines versus mid-range and control. So hopefully if mid-range and control comes back, Dark Confidant stock goes up. I think that Seasoned Pyromancer also is getting weaker as a card. Like, it's obviously, it can only ever be so bad. But against like the combo decks, it's one of the slower, worse threats. And like against mid-range decks, it's probably fine. And against control, it's probably fine. But I think I want the cheaper advantage engines in cases like that. Ren and 6 obviously is still fine. It doesn't kill a whole lot right now. So I mean, maybe I go down to even 2 copies if I'm going up on Dark Confidant, because they perform a similar-ish role. Yeah, thank you, Norbit, for filling them in. So yeah, against the Storm opponent, they kind of drew perfects off of their cantrips, and I guess that was sort of a top deck war. Burn we beat. Thopter Sword in a top deck where we hit, I think, 3 or 4 lands in a row, and the opponent had like 7 looks at their second combo piece and like hit it on the last try. And then Soul Sisters, we lost a top deck war, and then Black Red Midrange you saw. But yeah, I mean, I think we just drew like well below average. I flooded out quite a few times. I mean, maybe I just reduced the number of lands. I mean, especially with like 5 good 2-mana plays that could steamroll into future lands. It's possible that this is just too many lands. Like versus Uro and versus combo, that was just going around Uro. The land drops were super important because you needed it at the top of your curve and double spell to kind of overwhelm the opponent and just get there under the opponent. But in games that are going to be slowing down more often than not, i.e. the ones where there's lots of mid-range control, like drawing the extra land does just feel really, really bad. So I can see a world where I should be going down a land. So maybe that's a change that I make in the near future, and probably will be, just to try it out. So that's going to be it for this recording. It's a bit of a long one. I'm going to stick around after I stop the recording to talk for a little bit. But that's going to be it for the recording. So if you're here on Twitch and you like what you see, you should definitely drop a follow. And you can check me out on my YouTube page. All of my social media links are below my picture right here. So until then, see you next time and join them out.